Welcome back to GSC. It's been a hot minute, life's been a little busy, but today we're going to do some work on the 54 Chevy farm truck. She needs a water pump and needs a generator swap so I can get this belt realigned. So I'll go ahead and flip this camera around and show what we're going to work on. Behold the mighty 235 6-cylinder. Here's our water pump that's there. Now it kind of moves. She's pretty donezo. And here's the 12-volt generator I tried to put on it, and unfortunately the mount is considerably different from the 6-volt one. So on the back of the truck I've got some spare parts I pulled out of my collection. Here's a generator. It's only 6 volts, so I can't really hook it up for power, but at least I can put this on, get the belt realigned, and figure out what to do next. And here's a stock 235 water pump that came out of a box from one of my other adventures. So go ahead and start working on tearing this thing apart and see if I can't make it a runner, driver, mobile truck by the end of the day. All that holds the water pump on is 3 bolts. Here's the new one we're going to put on. This is the way it'll sit on the truck. There's actually 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One is to hold the generator bracket in place. The later 235s, it's a bit different bolt pattern. I'll have to show that in my other engine down at the house. But we are slowly working our way to removing this. So I just pulled this bolt, this, and this. And I still have to get the last one out. And then we can work this out of here. The fans and some of these water pumps are pressed on, so it becomes kind of difficult to pop the fan off and buy yourself a little extra room. In my case, I really can't do that, being a 6-blade fan from a COE. So I'll probably leave that in place and we'll fish this whole thing up out the driver's side. So I'm gonna pop that last bolt out, get this water pump free, and work our way around to pulling the generator off next. After some arm wrestling, the old water pump is out. The new one's still chilling right here. Not really sure how I'm gonna get that gasket off yet because it's pretty well baked on. So we'll have to see what goes on. We only need a gasket on the bottom half, as you can kind of see where it lines up. So we'll go ahead and take a break from water pump and see if we can't get these two off. Pretty much 9/16. Open end box on and a 1/2 inch will do almost everything on this truck. So it's kind of nice. You don't need a massive toolkit or anything special. Unless you're working on the interior, then you deal with the oddball clutch head screws, but that's really it. So I'm gonna work on slipping that generator out of here and start backing my way into putting the water pump on, get the fan back on, and see if we can't have her up and running before lunch. So before I put the water pump on, something I want to show you guys. You can see the belt alignment here with the crank pulley, how much closer that is with the generator on it. The depth of this pulley, 6 volt to 12 volt, is almost 1/2 inch different. So you either A, need to get the proper pulley for your 12 volt generator, or do a 1-wire GM alternator swap. So that's probably what's going to happen to Dot. I'm working on converting her to 12 volt, but you can see how shallow this is and how shallow these mounts are. So it throws your belt geometry off, kills things like belts, water pumps, other things due to tension. So just something to consider if you're doing a swap. Water pumps on, generators in, heater hose are on. That's a heater truck, but I've got it unhooked for now because the heater core's clogged. Hoses are all in place, everything looks good. Our belt geometry here is good and straight. So before I put the 3/4 20 or 4/4 20s rather back in the fan, I might start it and check for leaks. Here's a not what to do. Valve already popped off, so I guess I'll put that back on and try this again. After a quick disruption of the program, we now have a thin belt which lays in all the pulleys. So hypothetically, if we start the truck, the belt will stay on. that's a hard nope. Well, guess I've got some work to do. After little bit of a good pull and tug and snugging things up. The belt stayed on. It's not tracking too bad now. A little stinky from sitting. Well, there's no coolant pouring out anywhere, so probably get ready to go ahead and let this thing warm up and get coolant pumped in her. Now that we know the belt stays on, I put the fan on, topped off the radiator again. Let's see if Dot wants to play nice one more time, let her warm up, and that'll be the end of this one. Oh yeah. There we go. Everything looks good, no leaks. There's our 54 Chevy farm truck with a new water pump and reused generators. The belt stays on, and this will mean that we can use her this fall and winter to move wood around the barnyard.